Okay, let's go.
Welcome back to American Rants Unredacted. This is episode 24, I think. Gosh, I really got to start writing these down just so I can always remember. But we're going to talk. I'm going to do something a little bit different. We're going to talk about like a current event right now, which is Section 219 of the NDAA bill that just passed the Senate, moving to the House. As you can see, the U.S. House passes $1.15 trillion military bill expanding Israel cooperation. Then we get to Fox News headline, chaos erupts as House passes a $1.15 trillion defense bill with Israel provision, stop stoking Jew hatred. Why would they even put that on there? Like, if you don't agree with this, then that they're accusing you of that's what you're doing? Jeez. Now, as you can see, it passed with 216 yays and 212 nays and 3 non-voters, which I don't know what we pay you 3 for if you're not going to vote on these kinds of things. At the same time, and maybe someone can explain this to me, from my understanding of how this all works, there is a rule vote and then there is the bill vote. So when the rule vote came in, there was 215 of the Republicans who said yes, and 1 who said no, which was Thomas Massie. And everyone knows kind of like the history behind Thomas Massie, how he got primaried out, accusing Israel of funding his opponent, and he ended up not being reelected. But anyways, let's go back to what's going on now. So he was the only one who voted against the rule. So, and he wanted to take 219 out. From my understanding, they blocked it, so it couldn't even be brought up and voted on, whether they remove it or not. And it just moved on to voting on the bill itself. Then all of a sudden, we have 7 no's and 209 yeses. So those 6 people who did not vote no in the rule, why would you vote no in the bill? So if someone can explain to me why they voted yes for the rule and no for the bill, I'd really appreciate that because I don't really understand it. Now this bill, the NDAA bill, I mean, it's voted on every year. It usually passes every year too. Why all of a sudden now we have to throw that Section 219 in there? I don't know. Just for context here, the U.S. has not done another partnership of this exact deep industrial and technological integration scale through the NDAA. While the U.S. routinely partners with NATO allies, AUKUS partners, which, from my understanding, Israel is not part of any of those, and Taiwan on defense, the specific framework establishing a direct co-production and supply chain merger like the U.S.-Israeli Defense Technology Cooperation Initiative is unique. The unique nature of the Israel Agreement is industrial merger, mandates a Pentagon executive agent to merge research, procurement, and manufacturing sectors, advanced tech focuses on AI, quantum tech, biotechnology, and autonomous systems rather than traditional arms sales. Also, so the $1.15 trillion defense bill that passed is the largest military authorization in American history. Section 219 creates a permanent program merging U.S. military technology and supply chains with Israel. Leadership refused a vote to strip it out. As I mentioned before, Massie called Section 219 a betrayal of our sovereignty and said he hopes the bill fails in the Senate. Permanent integration means permanent entanglement. Every future conflict, every escalation, every foreign policy decision gets harder to walk back. Now, while we do have partnerships with all other countries, including Israel right now, it's never called for anything concrete in the NDAA. Sorry. It's never called for anything concrete in there, so why would we have to do it now? And why would I want any of their tech inside military weapons? So the Pentagon DIA did like a risk assessment and said Israel is critically spying on the U.S. Like they're at the top of the list for spying on the U.S. So why would we want their technology inside any of our technology? Personally, I don't want any of their chips inside of our technology. Like what happened in Iran with the cell phones and pagers that exploded on people's hips. Like, why would I want anything like that? Why would I want... I'm not saying they're going to do any of this kind of stuff. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of what ifs. It's like, what if they put some kind of chip or backdoor program into, our defense network, or they find ways to infiltrate everything that we're doing because we're using a specific tech of theirs that allows them access to, some of our classified information. Again, I'm not saying that's what's going on. I'm just saying, does it not open the door for that kind of stuff? Whose idea was this? Was it the United States government, or was it Israel? So here's a clip that I got of CNN. They're talking to Congressman Stutzman. Let's go with Stutzman. And let's hear what he has to say about it.
And you actually met with Prime Minister Netanyahu in Jerusalem last week, and you provided him with a draft House resolution that would end U.S. financial military aid to Israel. Tell us more about your proposal and how the Prime Minister viewed it.
Yeah, so we had a great meeting. I tell you, the relationship between the United States and Israel is stronger than ever. And this was actually something that came from Prime Minister Netanyahu's conversation with 60 Minutes a couple of weeks ago, when he said that the next MOU with the United States and Israel, he would like to see us move away from the $3.8 billion annual supplement that...
So the $3.8 billion supplement is technically aid that apparently we send to Israel every year. So just so we're clear, we have sent... This has been going on since 1980, I believe. It was at $3 billion, but then it gradually went up to 3.8. So $3.8 billion, and the agreement that we have right now is set to go all the way to 2028. So you can do the math on that. We've been sending billions of dollars to them every year since 1980.
We send to Israel. We've been calling it aid to trade, moving from an aid supplement to a trade agreement, to defense agreements, and a real mature partnership. And then,
so they want to change it from calling it aid to trade to a partnership. I would like to know, me personally, and if anybody knows the answers to this, so you feel free to let me know in the comments here, what exactly have we gotten from the $3 billion a year since 1980? I've heard other people talking about, they worked on like the Iron Dome with us, but we don't have the Iron Dome. We don't have that. So I know they have something called like David Sling. They have Arrow. This is tech that is used on our military equipment. They helped with like... I think it was just like the pilot's helmet of the F-35. If I'm wrong about that, please let me know. But does that really feel like an equal trade? That many billions of dollars for that? I don't know. You guys can let me know your opinions. Let's move on to another clip.
they start asking a question, and it's a fair question, and even Prime Minister Netanyahu recognizes why young people are asking the question, why are we sending this money overseas when we're struggling here at home to make ends meet? That's the sensitivity that that Netanyahu realizes and says, hey, you know what? Now's the time. We can take care of ourselves. Let's build a partnership, build a deeper relationship. Let's make sure that we're supporting one another and that one side's not taking from the other. That's a mature relationship and a mature decision. And I think he realizes that. And I think it'll be helpful to younger Republican voters that they say, oh, okay, that makes sense. Now they're supporting themselves. We can support the United States, which we should. We need to be a strong nation first, so that way we can stand with our allies.
What? you're still not paying for your own stuff. We're still going to be sending you $3 billion next year, 3.8, sorry. And in 2028, we're going to send you another 3.8. It doesn't exactly feel like a partnership. So I don't think these congressmen have done like a temperature check really about how the average everyday American feels about our money going out of the country, going to Israel. We all know, we're all seeing like clips and everything about what they would call the genocide of Gaza, all that other stuff. So yeah, I mean, support is down. So the question is, do they really have a temperature check on what's going on in the United States when it comes to how we feel about Israel? Let's go to the next clip real fast.
Prime Minister Netanyahu, not a particularly popular person in the United States of America right now.
Oh, so, okay, our vice president knows that not exactly a popular person in the United States.
Epstein seemed to be connected to the elements of the Israeli deep state that were left of center.
We are seeing on the right a cancer on the right. And it is rising anti-Semitism on the right. Look, the left, a decade ago, anti-Semitism began to rise, and the Democrat leaders basically looked the other way and just hoped it would go away. And it didn't. It's consumed their party. There is a very real pro-Hamas contingent of the Democrat Party. Here's the scary thing. I've seen more anti-Semitism on the right in the last 18 months than any time in my life. And it is spreading like a cancer. And I resolved last year that I am going to do everything humanly possible to defeat this poison. I believe this is truly an existential threat. Why is that? Because anti-Semitism is the gateway drug to anti-capitalism and anti-Americanism. And you can see the green-red alliance with Comrade Mondami in New York City, where the Islamists and communists come together because they both hate the same people, and spoiler alert, those people is us. Tucker Carlson has said, there's nobody on planet Earth he hates more than Christian Zionists. And he named in particular, the two people he hates most on planet Earth are me and Mike Huckabee. And you know what? I wear his scorn with pride. Because I am proud to stand with Israel.
Of course you are, Ted Cruz. You have received roughly about $4.5 million from AIPAC. So, yeah, of course you're proud, but wouldn't you be proud to be standing with the United States and then Israel? Or Israel then the United States?
And I'm proud to stand with America.
We're second. Anyways.
An American. Just like you said, you're defending your country, Israel. I'm an American. Your country is on my country's welfare. We have financed and given you the weapons and the diplomatic cover and the literal protection and vetoed the resolutions at the UN. We have protected and propped up Israel. And you have a lot of nerve to turn around and then say that we scrutinize what you do too much. I am forced against my will to pay for the destruction of Gaza, to pay for the military occupation of Palestine. And yeah, when I see videos of the military occupiers murdering a couple of surrendering people, yeah, I'm going to scrutinize that. I'm going to have an opinion on that.
So Ted Cruz talking about the rise of anti-Semitism on the right. Just because we don't support what Israel does doesn't make us anti-Semitic. Just like we have to support everything that's going on. We don't even support half the stuff the government's doing. So I don't know if there's a anti-Americanism or something. I don't know. But you know, while I don't support what they're doing, I don't think we should be funding what they're doing. I also don't think that if they're doing great things and growing as much as everyone keeps claiming and their GDP is good, stop giving them money and let them go off and do their own thing. We don't have to have a partnership with them. We can keep the current partnership that we have right now, but we don't need to make a permanent one. That'll be hard for us to walk back if we decide, oh, you know what, last year, I don't feel like we really appreciated what you were doing with some of the tech that we were providing, and we're just not going to do that this year. No. We have to now. We have to. We can't walk it back. I don't feel like Congress knows the temperature of the average everyday American. And you know what? I honestly don't think they care. I don't think they care. I think they've gotten pretty relaxed and comfy in the positions that they have. And the fact, it tells me that they're more afraid to say no to Israel than they are afraid to say no to the citizens. And that's a problem. I mean, it makes me feel like, Israel has the boot on the neck of everyone in Congress. That doesn't fare well in history when you go against, the civilians and the citizens that you are representing. Now, some people will go off about, even their tech or their intelligence is amazing. I'm pretty sure they were part of the intelligence of the weapons of mass destruction that started the 20-year war. So they're not that intelligent, I would say. I'm willing to bet, and honestly, I don't know. This is allegedly. I bet they gave us the intelligence. Well, I know that they provided some of the intelligence when it comes to what we're going through right now with Iran. And I'm willing to bet that their intelligence told us where all their Navy buildings were and didn't give us updated information, which tragically ended in the bombing of a school that took out 160 schoolgirls. So I don't know. I feel like they just need to leave everything the way it is, take out Section 219. I really think we should just keep everything separate. And you know what? Even if we don't get that, I'd rather you make it so it expires every freaking year. So in case we do decide that we do not want to back Israel or what they're doing, what they're working on, that we don't have to take any part in it and we can just cut their funding. I'm still confused on why we provided them with $3 billion a year since 1980. Jeez, what else has happened in the past that I don't fucking know about? Probably a lot. The whole thing, it stinks. I don't like it. It doesn't make me anti-Semitic. I don't think they should do this. I don't think they should make it permanent. Making our military depend indefinitely on the industry success and the policy success of a foreign nation. I don't know. I just feel like once we get into that permanent position with that, it's going to be hard to walk back. And I don't think we've never made special provisions for any other country, let alone a country that is not part of NATO. Now, the question is, what can we do about it? Obviously, call your senators, because we can't take on the government. We don't have F-16s or F-15s. In case you need a refresher.
I mean, if you need to work about taking on the federal government, you need some F-15s.
We need F-15s to take on the government. So, up here, this is a list of all the senators and their phone numbers. You have to dial 202 for the area code. And then 224 is usually the beginning number of all these. It does say 4-2424, but technically the whole number is 224 and then the extension. If you want to call them. I think everybody needs to call them. I don't think I have the reach to really make a difference at all based on the views that I do get. But this is a list. Call them. Tell them that you don't want it. You're not for it. Unless you are for it, then don't call them. But it is what it is. So I'm going to leave the whole thing off with this. This is George Washington. It is our true policy to steer clear of permanent alliances with any portion of a foreign world. It is our true policy to avoid entangling alliances between ourselves and foreign nations. It is our true policy to steer clear of those attachments. Providence has given us the choice of our own investors in our national happiness. But anyways, that's all I got for you guys. Call your senators if you want to vote no. Founding fathers warned us against this and doing this kind of stuff. And just because you are against 219 does not make you anti-Semitic. Just saying. So I don't even know why they threw that in the headline. Because once it passes the Senate, I believe Trump said he would sign it right away. Trump, what are you doing, man? Seriously. It's embarrassing now. Sorry. Been embarrassing for a little while, but... Anyways, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Are you guys for the NDAA bill? Like, would you make any changes, or do you accept it as is? Anyways, that's all I got for you guys. Bye.